What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Battle Cage. It's your boy Saif, and I'm coming to you with yet another great video. Today, we're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night Tsarukyan versus Mateusz Gamrot, taking place back at the Apex, and it's going down this Saturday, the 25th. The video is coming out to you on Wednesday, so a little bit earlier, not compared to the last video that came out on Friday last minute, but we did absolutely well. So with that actually in mind, let me just go over what transpired about my picks and whatever. So this is going to be a quick, just like a, intro recap of what happened. So let me go and pull that up for you guys. Just give me a second. Okay, so I officially went 9-13 on the previous card, UFC Fight Night Cater versus Emmett, in terms of the picks. However, I went 2 for 2 on the official money plays, and I'll tell you that in a minute. So obviously, the very first fight, it was just, listen, you gotta give it to Roman. I don't care. I'm gonna give him let's give him some claps. The man is winning out there in the streets. He's taking, other men's wives and stuff. You guys know how I feel about that. I think that's kind of low. But anyway, he's actually winning there. And he's getting people knocked out. So I guess getting knocked out, runs in the family. In the Dawkins family, his older brother got knocked out by a power puncher, and he got knocked out here. So now we know the formula. Any Dawkins going against a power puncher is getting knocked out. That's the formula. That's what I'm sticking with going forward. So in any case, that's what happened. Let me actually pull that on the screen here. So there you go. The second fight. We had Phil Horst versus Deron Win. Looks like Phil Horst had something to prove. He was a little bit upset with the whole DC situation and whatnot. And yeah, you can say whatever you want. He did his thing. He was the favorite to win, and he looked like a favorite to win. Cody Stamen, man, you gotta give him some. You gotta give him some. A clapping, whether you like it or not. We didn't expect, such a volatile finish, but he did. So, very nice for Cody Stamen. Good way to get back into the winning column. Good on him. Look at that underdog, Maria Oliveira. I told you guys from the jump, had a little feeling on her. In fact, I got a little crush on her now because I've been stalking her Instagram. But that's neither here or there. But yeah, love Maria Oliveira. Good on her. Good job. And she was like a high underdog anyway. Ricardo Ramos comes in, gets a really nice finish against Danny Chavis. KO. Minus 300. He looked like it. He delivered like a minus 300. Definitely was the pick. Definitely was a parlay piece, like I mentioned. But you had to be high on him. I told you I was not going to take a chance at a minus 300 Ricardo Ramos. Jeremiah Wells comes in, even money, boom, done. Very good. I have nothing to say except I wish I played it. But yeah, I didn't. I picked it, but I didn't play it. How about Natalia Silva? Can we give this little baddie a round of applause from the post-fight conference? I've learned that she came back from injuries and whatever. So good first debut, and she took out Jasmine Jasdavicius. I guess the recency bias really, I got caught up on that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta chill with these up and coming fighters, I guess, who gets a nice win, and then yeah, it's just we gotta be careful. Now, Adrian Yanez, man, we gotta give him a round of applause. Dude is great. He's been delivering from day one. I mean, he's everybody's sweetheart. He's on top of my list as to fighters to watch. And he got hands. Boy got hands. So, and he finished him really well. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. Adrianus came in, and guess what? He was an official play, a part of a two-man crew. And I'm gonna let you know the second person. Let's see if you guys can guess at this moment who it was. But yeah, Adrian Yanez was the first leg. Gregory Robocop Rodriguez comes back into the winning column with a spectacular fashion. The fight was great as long as it lasted. Julian Marquez was definitely, getting pieced up, and he just got knocked out at the last minute. So yeah, at the last second, I'm sorry. So basically, at the last second of their fight, not at the last second of the total fight, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. So yeah, Robocop, I mean, the arrows, when we broke it down, in terms of what he was going for him, was definitely favoring Robocop, and he came in, he delivered. So good on Robocop. Fight Damir versus Guram, guys, go back. I'm on record. I told you one of the most closest fights of the whole card. It was that. They're both good. They both can strike. They both can wrestle. They both stylistically, they were just so well matched up, guys. But at the end of the day, Damir Ismagulov was the pick. I didn't play him on that particular night, but I do have him in a long shot parlay for like futures, so he's definitely in there. Joaquin Buckley, can we get this brother a clap, man? Joaquin Buckley, man, comes in as a nice, seasoned, juicy plus 195 underdog. And I said, yo, when he was plus 160, I liked him. And then he got plus 195. And I said, I'm throwing units on him. And I did. So we threw some units, 5 units to be exact. So you know what time it is. Let's get that ching-ching time. Very nice. Very nice. That was excellent. If you guys listen to me, if you listen to the breakdown, I told you I was not sold on Duriev. And yeah, I was just not sold on it. So just not sold on it. And all those four losses, 3 prior to this, were all knockouts. He was just getting knocked out. And the Kopylov fight was a red flag for me. His left orbital was compromised. Even though it healed, it was just there. And that's exactly what happened again. It got just shot in. So, second leg, Giannis and Kevin Holland. And Kevin Holland comes in with a Darce choke. Like a boss, man. Like, comes in like a boss. Can you, I mean, seriously. Kevin Holland deserves a clap, guys. Darce choke plus 1,000. Who would have guessed? I would have never guessed. I remember my brother asking me, and I said, boy, you crazy. But apparently he was onto something. And finally, we had the main event of the evening, and there was another close fight, actually. And if you remember, I said this was a live situation. I was leaning Cater. I didn't play Cater. I wanted to play Cater. I didn't because, like I said, it was a very close fight. In my eyes, there's an argument for him to win because it's a split. So we're going to leave it as is. Congratulations for everyone picking Josh Emmett and cashing those tickets. That's all I can say. Now, with that being said, let's get to what really matters, and that's this week's business, right? So yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, the 2-leg parlay with Kevin Holland and Adrian Yanez was another 5-unit play. So we go for a perfect 10-unit night, baby. Yakjimash. We like that. Like a boss. Yes, sir. That's what we do. Now, we got UFC Fight Night, Tsarukyan versus Gamrot. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get this down. We got 12 fights. It's like 4:28 in the morning on a Wednesday. Yeesh, what am I doing up? That's what I'm doing. Let's get this money. First fight, we got Jinh Yu Frey taking on Vanessa Demopoulos here. So, what have I learned so far that I want to share with you? I'm updating my rules, and my rules state the following. Do not bet the first fight. I'm going to repeat. Do not bet the first fight. I repeat. Do not bet the first fight. I repeat. You guys get the point? We're not going to bet this fight. I will break it down to you to the best of my ability. I told you, if you want the stylistic mumbo jumbo, which is great, but you can spend 2 hours breaking down a fight and talk about, takedown percentage there and this and that and blah, blah, blah. It won't matter. We did that with Kyle Dawkins. Look what happened. But we're going to be as clean as possible, as close to what we need to know. You guys already know how I roll, right? My point, I just want to make money. Now, Jinh Yu Frey, she's 37 years old. Vanessa Demopoulos, 33. Advantage for age, I guess, for Vanessa. In terms of experience, we got to give it to the Jinh Yu Frey. 11-6, 7-4 for Vanessa. 5-3, 5-2. 3-inch reach advantage for Jinh Yu Frey. And she's coming in from 2 gyms. Her primary gym is Fortis. That's a good gym. And then she has her own thing going. So then we have Black House MMA for Vanessa. So what can I tell you? Vanessa's coming in with a really good win. That was a very, very good win against Silvana Gomez-Suarez, in my opinion, right? And yeah, especially now, it aged pretty well. So very good win, considering everything. And I liked her in that fight, and I'm gonna like her in this fight as well. But I gotta warn you, there's no money on this fight for me. I'm biased. I really like Vanessa. She got this bubbly personality. I got a little crush on her going. So this is a biased pick. However, I'll tell you this much. Believe it or not, I kind of have to agree with Jinh Yu Frey here. One second. Had a little alarm go off. Apologies, guys. Okay, so I got, with Jinh Yu Frey, I do kind of think she should have been a favorite, but minus 260, I don't know. I don't feel well with that. Something in my stomach is just like, no way am I gonna even remotely consider minus 260 on Jinh Yu Frey. No way, no way, no way. So let's do this. I told you, I'm kind of leaning Jinh Yu Frey and stylistically speaking. By the way, I will tell you this. I want to point this out. So 65 reach here and 62 that's mentioned here. But if we look at ESPN, is going to show us something different. Take a look. And here we have what? Listed reach, 59.5. So if you ask me, I like to go with the statistics from ESPN. I think they're just a little bit more notable. Now anybody can make a mistake, but you do the math. I think this kind of sounds right. You know what I'm saying? Now look at let me get my arrows on here. Alrighty, so let's get this guy going. So if we look at just by category, so obviously we're gonna give the youth factor for Vanessa. So this big arrow is going to be, this blue arrow is going to be Vanessa. I actually want to change the color of the arrow. Give me a second. Alrighty, so let's get this. Let's try this again, right? So we're going to put a big arrow indicating that she's the younger girl. Take it how you guys want to do it. However, I'm also going to put a big arrow right here for the reach, okay? Because now we know it's going to be between 3 to 5 inches, and that's significant. In terms of the volume, significant strikes landed per minute, I'm going to give a little arrow over here. There's a discrepancy, so we're going to have to acknowledge that. And that's about it. The striking accuracy is pretty much the same. However, takedown accuracy is over here. But then you're going to say, well, the submission average is over here. It gets kind of crazy, to be honest. I think it's just how you want to approach this fight. Being that it's the first fight, it's women's MMA, skip, right? That's it. That's what I was thinking. Let's go. That's exactly what we're going to do. All right, so we got the next fight. We got Mario Bautista taking on Brian Boom Kelleher, and this is a bantamweight scrap at 135. Mario Bautista is coming off a nice win. His last win was against Jay Parent, but I have a question. Who the hell is Jay Parent? I don't remember that win, to be honest. And then you got Boom Kelleher coming off a loss against Umar Nurmagomedov, who's on this card. And, I mean, he's automatic, so I'm not surprised. So, yeah. From a first glance, you want to pick Mario Bautista, but I don't know. I'm feeling Brian Kelleher here. Am I feeling confident enough to take a stab on Brian Kelleher? I don't know, but he's always game, and the experience is very good. He's 24-13. Yes, he lost a lot of fights, but he also won a lot of fights, right? And the experience really matters. And I don't know. I really like this position for him. I do want to see a little bit more. I want to listen to the maybe media day today, and then we're gonna have the face-offs. So I'm gonna put a pin on this one. As of right now, at first I was like Mario Bautista, but I don't know. Something in my stomach says Boom Kelleher, because Boom comes in as a dog. Like, I don't know. He just comes in as a dog sometimes. And yeah, let's be careful on this spot. No official play as of yet. Absolutely no official play. But I might be tempted to play this dog, but I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I'm just not there yet because, this fight against Kevin Kroom was good. And then he did a thing with Domingo Parlate. And then he lost against Ricky Simone, but he did a nice win against, so he's tricky. Brian Kelleher is very tricky. So be careful at this spot. If you just want to fade the living crap out of him, think again. Just be careful. That's all I want to say. The pick is Brian Kelleher. I'm not very certain of it. Let's look at ESPN's for some stats, guys, and then we're gonna conclude this. All right, so let's take a look. So obviously, Brian Kelleher is the smaller guy, so height advantage. We're gonna give it over here. Um, we're gonna give the youth advantage on this side, I guess. The reach, obviously, we're gonna give it on this side for Mario Bautista. Significant strikes landed per minute. It's gonna be Mario Bautista. Everything's shown but Mario Bautista, right? Takedown average is gonna be pretty much the same. Accuracies again, Mario Bautista. All the arrows are in Mario Bautista. But something tells me just be careful. That's it. I'm not saying that this is a bad pick. Believe me, that's not even remotely what I'm trying to tell you guys. But I'm just saying be careful because Brian Boom Kelleher has a way of spoiling the party. And this just might be the spot. Again, I don't know. If he loses to Mario Bautista here, then we can officially put a significant fade on Brian Kelleher, depending who he fights. But, a long-rangey fighter like Mario Bautista, I don't know. Really don't know, but I cannot overlook this massive experience on Brian Kelleher. It's just a massive experience. You know what I'm saying? He lost more times than Mario Bautista fought professionally. Let's put it this way. So let's just say this is a very, very tricky fight. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Brian Kelleher once again, but you are not wrong for backing Mario Bautista, and I could be absolutely detrimentally wrong, but I just had to give you my 2 cents. So let's move on to the next fight, guys. All right, we got a little fun one over here. We got Cody Durden taking on JP Buys at flyweight 125 scrap here. Both guys are coming in with a loss. 31 years of age for Cody. JP, 26 years of age. So we got that going for him. 5'7" for Cody. 2-inch reach advantage. I mean, a 2-inch height advantage. And the reach seems to be the same. I would say, it's a good thing that JP Buys is fighting out of Las Vegas. I think it's going to be like a home court advantage, being that it's in Las Vegas. He's getting in a lot of work there, I'm sure, especially after, the whole Roman Dolidze and his Shane Buys situation. So, especially with Roman just dominating the last fight. So, yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say? I'm sorry, JP. My heart really wants you to win, and honestly, I'll be rooting for you. But I think Cody Durden is just a slightly better fighter, in my opinion. If you just look at everything that this guy's going on for him, last 5 fights, he won by a KO. He went against Cruz Gutierrez, a really good fighter, and this was a draw, looks like, right? What happened here, actually? Let me take a look. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So it was a draw. Jimmy Flick, you see, he lost. Ariel Kilang. That was a good win, honestly. Shows a lot of experience. And obviously, Muhammad Mukaev, he didn't stand a chance, right? So it's a good fight for him to win. But JP Buys, you got to think about like, you just lost his wife. You know what I'm saying? To Roman Dolidze. You lost 2 fights in UFC back to back. You know what I'm saying? You got knocked out back to back. Well, actually, he lost a unanimous against Montel Jackson. And he looked actually okay in that situation. I will say that he fought his ass off. So, yeah, you can only expect the 26-year-old to get better and better. So, again, with my heart, I'm rooting for JP Buys, okay? But I got to tell you, I think Cody is just slightly, might be a little bit 1-2 steps ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, even money, I don't think there's, you just got to know what you're doing. With that being said, I don't want to bet this fight. You know what I mean? I just don't. I really don't want to bet this fight. So, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to chill out. I'm just going to watch this fight. And if JP wins, I'm just going to be rooting for the guy. You know what I mean? As of right now, no official play. It might change. We will have another video Friday. Stay tuned. I'm going to set a time right now so that we know no playing games. I'll review this in the at the end. So I'm setting in around 5 p.m. Friday. Okay, maybe earlier. We'll do. I think Friday is good. Friday 5 p.m. is good. So we'll do Friday 5 p.m. We'll do a post weigh-in, post face-off, post media day, final pick video breakdown. I'm hitting you with 2 videos this week. So yeah, let's go with that. So as of right now, heart says JP, but my brain says Cody. So yeah, no real pick. I'm sorry, guys. It's just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This fight is just one of those. I'm personally don't want to bet this fight. If you ask me, like if you flat out say who you want to bet, no, who would you bet? No, nobody. You know what I mean? Maybe Cody. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to confuse you guys any further. But yeah, that it is what it is. So 1 second. Alrighty. Let's go to the next fight. Alrighty, we got Raulian Paiva taking on Sergey Morozov here. Morozov is a slight favorite. This is a 135 bantamweight scrap. 21-4 versus 17-5. So seasoned fighters here. You know, as young as Paiva is, he's only 26, on the verge of being 27. Relatively young, so you can expect strides with this guy. Whereas Morozov is 33. He just turned 33. He's my age. He's as good as he's gonna get in terms of learning a lot of shit from mixed martial arts. You know what I'm saying? But he's now gonna start. He's gonna start like this limited window now. You know, his window is just so much smaller compared to Paiva. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's already as good as he's gonna get at this particular moment in his life. So, you know, 17-5 is not a terrible record, but if you look at the last 5 fights for Paiva, let's look over here. So, let me hover over here. Actually, let me go into the profile. So, Paiva here coming in. So, look, we got lost to, Bontarine and Kaya Franz. They are a little bit high level, so you can say that. But he took out Mark De La Rosa, overhand right. Took Giagos to the decision, and believe it or not, controversial win. You know, like you could argue Phillips won this fight, but they gave him a majority. So it is what it is. And then he just got, but this fight, he got just flat out cold by Sean O'Malley, and that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? But Morozov, look at Morozov. If you really look at Morozov. Scroll down for a second, and he does have 8 knockouts, not a stranger, 6 decisions, 3 submissions. You look at the 5 fights, right? His last 5 fights, he got submitted by Douglas Silva de Andrade, beat Kali Taha unanimous, got choked out by Umar Nurmagomedov. So the blueprint is here. Josh Rittenhouse from, M1, and he was doing his thing, like he had a nice streak going here. So I wanted to pick Sergey initially. I'll be honest with you. I'm picking Paiva. I'll tell you why. He's the younger guy here. He's the bigger guy, 5'8" to 5'6", got the reach advantage. And his record, yeah, might be super padded, but if you look at what this man is doing compared to the other man, I just feel like he's just gonna get so much better. And if he loses, then he loses. But I think there's a good chance Paiva comes through, because Kyler Phillips is a really good fighter in my opinion, and if he was able to hang with him, he should be able to hang with Morozov. But then again, that was a stand-up affair. Morozov might want to implement some wrestling, right? Being from that region, Kazakhstan. Remember, that's not Dagestan. 2 different parts, okay? So, yeah, I'm going with Paiva here. That's the pick, okay? I'm going with Paiva. Sorry, Morozov, but that's just how it goes in this business. All right, let's look at the next fight. Next fight is going to be T.J. Brown versus Shailan. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Let's call him Shay. Let's call him Shay. All right. Call him Shay. Okay, Shay. All right, so TJ Brown comes in as a moderate favorite. I could see the argument for that, so I'm not even going to say anything. Minus 200. We got plus 175 on the other side. It's a featherweight scrap at 145. The size pretty much the same, but the reach advantage is going to go to TJ Brown here. So, my man is from Arkansas, so he's got to be putting in work with Bryce Mitchell, which I like. 2 wins back-to-back, I like. Here's a split win against Kai Kamaka and a win against Charles Rosa, unanimous. Looks good about that. And then we got Shea coming off a nice win against Sean Soriano, unanimous. It's going to be a good fight, but if TJ goes into some Arkansas, redneck wrestling, I'm just saying how it is, it's going to be a long night for Shea. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, a lot of value on TJ. I'm gonna roll with TJ on this one. Minus 210. Let's look at ESPN's for some stats, and then we'll make our final thoughts. So we got the reach advantage, right? Let's get the arrow thingy going. So we're gonna give let's get rid of that. We're gonna give the reach advantage to TJ. It's orthodox versus switch. We're gonna give the volume 3.87, very significant. Actually, 2 hours for that. We don't need a big one like that, right? We don't need a big one like that. Let's put just 2 hours will be good. Accuracy, pretty much the same when they land. Takedown average, there's an advantage for TJ. And now that he's been putting in work probably with Bryce Mitchell, it's going to be very good. Here's the accuracy. Here's that. So, official verdict at this point. A lot of arrows pointing to TJ. We're going to say TJ, parlay piece, moderate confidence, and he's playable. And, in fact, I'm considering playing him. Haven't played him yet, but I'm considering playing him. He's like a very strong possibility I will play him. So that's where we're going here, okay? That concludes my pick on this fight. So let's go to the next one. Ready, guys? Okay, we got a nice one here. Give me a second. 35. We got a nice one here, guys. We got Tafon and Nchukwi taking on Carlos Ulberg at 205, light heavyweight. Scrap here. There's a lot to talk about here. Okay, so I mean, especially for the people that want to bet this fight, the money line is good for me to bet this fight. Let's reference DraftKings for the line here. So Lifeline, Ulberg minus 115, and Nchukwi is minus 105. So near pick'em line, very good line to bet. So let me just spend some time here to talk about this. All right, Tafon and Nchukwi, big dude, 6-footer, not necessarily, height-wise, but muscle-bound dude, okay? But Carlos Ulberg is not a small dude himself. He's 6'4" with 77. But I think the body frame is a little bit bigger for Tafon Don. But he also made 185, so go figure who's the bigger guy, right? So let's talk about Nchukwi. So Nchukwi comes into the Contender Series, and he knocks out Al Matavo. But I think he was a small guy, so it is what it is. Now, Jamie Pickett, it was a good win for him, and I picked him to win, and he should have won this fight, and he did. Now, the next fight, against Junior Park, he just got manhandled, okay? Junior Park made an example out of this guy. That's all I'm going to say. He comes in with a nice rebound, Mike Rodriguez, and he does his thing. But he should have knocked Mike Rodriguez out, and this is where I stopped believing in him. And then he fights Azamat Murzakanov. And I'll tell you this, okay? He was doing very well. He was fighting a very, very clean and pristine fight. I mean, you couldn't have asked more from Tafon. And out of nowhere, with 44 seconds left in the third round, the man just comes out with a flying knee and puts him out. You cannot predict that, but it was a good fight for Tafon. And believe it or not, I picked Tafon to win this fight. And I would have been right had he not got knocked out in 44 seconds. So Go figure, right? But he showed me good understanding, growth, and potential. Same thing with Carlos Ulberg. What's his story? So he does this thing overseas, whatever. He's winning. He comes to the Contender Series, knockout, highlight reel, boom, he's in the UFC. And what happens? He fights Kennedy Nchukwi, and he goes balls to the wall with Kennedy Nchukwi, who's a monster of a man himself. He's like, what, 6'5" himself. Big dude, Kennedy Nchukwi. And what happens? They stand and bang. Kennedy takes all the punches, observes the punches, goes into the second round, and I believe knocks out Carlos. Let me see if this was a second round. I'm pretty sure it was. Yep. Second round, comes back with some hooks and just takes out Carlos. So what does Carlos do? Well, if he's a good, smart guy, he goes back to the drawing board and gets the homework done, and he does. So against Fabius Sharon, he doesn't stand and bang all of a sudden and gassing himself. He composes and gets it done. Honestly, it looked very good, very clean. And when Tafon the Don is getting out-volumed, he's in trouble. So I don't know what kind of game plan each man comes in here, but I really like how Carlos looked in his last fight. It showed me a lot of more growth compared to Tafon and Nchukwi. But, at the end of the day, this is MMA. Anything can happen. I'm going to go with Carlos Ulberg. Even money. I'm not confident to play a straight, but I will include him in a parlay because I'm picking him, and I really like this fight for him. Unless Tafon comes in and starts wrestling this dude, well, then that's another story. But Carlos Ulberg, stand-up battle, there's a knockout potential here, but I think both guys, because they got knocked out, they might be playing a little bit of timid game, although, the knockout is much more recent for Tafon. So pick is going to be Ulberg. Let's look at the ESPN really quick. Let's hover over, see what's going on over here. So if you look at reach, same, orthodox, same, significant volume though. See, this is significant, 8.76. Let's see how much damage he can inflict on Tafon before he can maybe slow him down. So that's very important. Tafon's hands are notorious for being a little bit slow, and he doesn't just go out. He just stands there and waits for his shots. So, yeah, although he did very well against Morzakhanov until he got knocked out. Accuracy, very accurate for Carlos Ulberg, 62.02%. Very accurate, and that's impressive because the volume is going to be there for him. So let's see if he does this again. Takedown says 100% because how many? Maybe he got one takedown in the UFC. I don't know. It's not someone that known for the takedown here, right? Final verdict. We're gonna go with Carlos here. At least I am, and I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna play him in a parlay. He's always with the New Zealand. I'm going to call him the New Zealand cartel. It's him, Izzy, Kai Kara France now is going to be fighting for the interim title. So, yeah, we're going to go with them boys over there. They're doing their thing. They're really doing their thing in that area. So, going to go with Carlos. That's the pick, City Kickboxing. And I'm pretty confident with the pick, to be honest. So, I'm going to parlay that. That's pretty much it. All right, fight number 7, guys. We got Chris Curtis, the action man, is returning back to the octagon versus Rodolfo Vieira, the black belt hunter here. And that's another very good fight. So Carlos Ulberg and Tafon and Nchukwi are the featured prelim, and now we're in the main card, okay? So this is the main card now. So Chris Curtis, guys, you already know the deal on Chris Curtis. In a nutshell, man comes in underdogs, and he just does it. Came in against Phil Hawes, underdog, knocked him out. Came in underdog against Brendan Allen, knocked him out. What do you want me to say? The man has been doing his thing. I mean, 4 knockouts out of 5 in the last 5 wins alone. And he's definitely very seasoned. 28-8. I mean, that is spectacular. 5'10", not very tall, but very nice, thick body on him. You know what I'm saying? Very strong dude. I'll tell you this much. I like Curtis. Rodolfo Vieira, he's gonna be this muscle-bound, chiseled dude. Okay, coming in as an underdog, 32 years of age, slightly younger, 6-footer, giving up 2-inch reach. When it comes to just straight jiu-jitsu, this guy is, the name speaks for himself, the black belt hunter. He's really, really good. You know, we had this thing that he has this gas problem, and he does. And that's what happened with Fluffy, right? Imagine the irony when the Fluffy Hernandez, submitted this guy. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight, dangerous fight for both guys, because if Rodolfo Vieira can't get Curtis down, he's gonna lose. Especially if he wants to stand and bang. I really think Chris Curtis is gonna just, he's a better clean technical striker and boxer. He gets him down though, gets the fish out of water, he'll get it done. He did a good job with Dustin Stolfus. So yeah, but there's levels to Dustin Stolfus is not Chris Curtis here. Okay, good fight. You know, I don't know, guys. This fight is tricky. This fight is tricky. Something is telling me go with Rodolfo Vieira here, because that takedown is lethal here, okay? And I feel like everybody's going to be on the action man, Chris Curtis. But none of those guys wanted to take him down. They didn't go for a takedown. But I'm expecting a takedown from Vieira, because I don't know if he wants to stand and bang. Because that's not smart. He's going to get knocked out. It's going to be a long night for this man. I'm going to go with Rodolfo Vieira plus money here. I think it's a good spot for him, but he's very, very inexperienced, but his jiu-jitsu is very good. So BJJ, he's one of the top, okay? So, yeah, he's good. I'm going to go with Rodolfo Vieira, but it's very, very, it's like a Hail Mary parlay type of deal. It's going to be like I'm picking the entire card. Maybe out of 12 fights, I'm going to pick like 7-legger or 8-legger, and I'm going to put this guy in. But I would not be surprised if he ruins that $20 parlay and Chris Curtis gets the job done, all right? So that's how I feel. Let's go to the next fight, guys. All right, so this will be the quickest review. The pick is Umar Nurmagomedov, 14-0. He is the cousin Khabib. Nurmagomedov, that's it. That's all you need to know. He's actually blood related to Nurmagomedov. You don't know who's Nurmagomedov, then you should not be betting at all, because it is what it is. That means you haven't been around. But yeah, that's the man. That's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. Okay, he's the guy. That's it. Although I really like Nate Maness, and it's gonna be a good fight, 14-1. This is a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But cousin Khabib gets it done. That's it. Point blank. We're not talking about it. We're not looking at anything else. Done. He's played. He's already played. I already played him. I'll reveal the parlay at the end. But that's the pick. That's the play. Automatic. And if I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong. But that's what do you want me to say? There's nothing to say. That's it. He got everything in his belt. Striking, submissions, takedown. He got the whole package. That's it. Next. All right. Thiago Moisés versus Christos Giagos. Good fight. I will say good fight. And I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going with the favorite, Thiago Moisés. Yes, he's coming off 2 losses. Yes. But who is he losing to? Let's take a look. So let's look at this loss, right? And this is a 155 scrap. Islam Makhachev. Can we argue? That's another automatic dude, right? We know who this guy is. And then Joel Alvarez. That was a good fight, but I was picking Joel Alvarez in that one. Them strikes were just too legit. Christos Giagos doesn't have the striking ability of Joel Alvarez. He's 32 years of age. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Thiago Moisés coming in from, American top team versus Black House MMA. Go do your homework. See what's up. The pick is Thiago Moisés. He can strike. He's durable, in my opinion, although he just got rocked out, right? But it's not like Christos Giagos is any better, right? He just got rocked out by Arman Tsarukyan, who we gonna talk. So, Thiago Moisés, parlay piece, moderate. I would put him in that category, moderate parlay piece. Yeah, that's it. That's the pick, guys. I'm picking Thiago Moisés. We are gonna look on some stats from ESPN. All right. So, not this fight, right? I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong one. My apologies. Right here. All right. So, physically, I think they're pretty much okay. Strike landed per minute, pretty much okay. Accuracy, we're going to give it to Christos Giagos. Takedown is going to be for Christos, but I don't know about that. So, depends how you look at it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know about the stats here. You can argue though it's going to Christos, and he's not a bad of a fighter. I don't want to put a lot of nonsense on him, but Thiago Moisés should be winning this fight, in my opinion. All right, guys. Got a heavyweight. 265. Josh Parisian taking on Alan Baudot. Pick'em fight. There's a few pick'em fights here, so if you pick the right side, you can make a lot of money here. Yeah. I don't know. This is like a very low level heavyweight fight. Like a low level. I mean, really low level. As low as you're going to go. Low level. Atrocious things going on both sides, to be honest. Josh Parisian, contender series, knocks this dude out. Looks okay. Comes in and loses to Parker Porter. You do what you got to do with that information. Roque Martinez, he gets a split win. I didn't think he was going to do that, but he did. And then he gets knocked out by Dontel Mace. It's crazy. Alan Baudot, Parker Porter beats him, common denominator. He gets knocked out. Let's call it what it is. With Rodrigo Nascimento, he gets overturned for some drugs. And then he got destroyed by Tom Aspinall, but we knew that. We know who's Tom Aspinall at this point. So, guys, you want to save money? You don't bet this fight. I'm not betting this fight. This is a bathroom break. We have a couple of skips here, right? I believe the third fight was skipped, and this will be another fight that we're gonna skip. Let me look at sorry guys. Let me look at fight number 3. JP base, because I don't want to bet against him. I feel bad on him, so and I don't like to bet when there's emotions involved. And we're gonna skip fight number 9 here, because not 9. We're gonna skip number 10 with Parisian here, because yeah, right? We're gonna have to skip that. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know who. I don't even want to guess. I don't want to have this heading, guys. You guys already know how I roll now. Good scrap. Good scrap. Good scrap. Scrap. We can talk about this. Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation, in the last 5 fights, he has only lost 1. He's a plus 300 underdog. He has won the last 2. His last 2 are coming wins against Jeff Neal, which is a good win, and Max Griffin. But that was a sloppy win, because Max had him. Yeah, it's just a sloppy win. I was going for Neil Magny there, but it was such a sloppy win. And if you think that was good against him, guess who you got? You got this bad boy, Shavkat Rakhmonov from Kazakhstan, one of the realest, one of the Kazakhstan warriors over here. Okay, as you can see, Kazakhstan dudes are on the map over here. You know what I'm saying? They're hungry. They're in the mountains. They're coming into UFC now. You know what I'm saying? And, knocked out Carlston Harrison. He was good. Carlston was good. Michael Perez took him out. Alex Oliveira took him out. And imagine, his first fight is Alex Oliveira, a seasoned vet. You know what I mean? That's how highly they think of him. And this is a good fight. Yo, Shavkat all day. He showed me everything. He showed me takedown. He showed me knockout. He showed me durability. This guy is one of the few legit guys, undefeated, and you know what? He could do something. I don't know. He could get far, man. He's good. Guy's young. He got the perfect age on him. Got the perfect body on him. It's a welterweight division. Yo, kid got going on here. Minus 400. I don't know how I feel about that per se, but the line has been moving. I will tell you at what line I grabbed him though, and he's actually an official play, by the way. Okay, so I grabbed the homeboy at, actually he was minus 400, and he's still minus 400. Let me see. Let me get rid of this tab. Minus 390. Yeah, he's been like that. Okay, he's been like that. I thought I grabbed him a little cheaper, but I guess not. Yeah, so he's minus 390 to minus 400 range. So I like him. Got everything going for him. Like I said, he's fast, he's strong, he's durable. Got a lot of things going on for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things going on for him. Power, everything. This guy is a killer, man. That's it. Yeah, I like Neil Magny, though. I really do. He's a long-rangey fighter, has 3-inch reach advantage, but good luck battling this nomad. You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. He's just a very good, complete fighter. And I got to be honest with you guys. That's what I see. I see another W for Shavkat Rakhmonov, and he's going to start making noise in that welterweight division. A lot of noise, man. A lot of noise after this win. Believe me. If he wins this fight, and I think he will, he's going to make a lot of noise. You guys will wake up. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, and by the way, wanted to show you guys the ESPN stats. So Neil Magny, taller, 6'3", 6'1". We talked about it, 3-inch reach advantage. Let's get the arrows going. So significant strike landed per minute, we're going to give 3.67. But if you look at Shavkat, he doesn't really need to throw that much, because when he does throw, they just get knocked out. So you could argue that. The accuracy, though, man, look at this, 71.79. Such a clean puncher, right? Takedown average 2.37 when he's fighting other dudes. He's not going to be fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov. And also, because I think it's a little bit lower for Shavkat, because once he gets that takedown, he just usually wins. Yeah. And then accuracy, we're going to give it to him. But the submission, you know what I'm saying? Submission, yeah. I don't see a world where Neil Magny is going to be wrestling Shavkat Rakhmonov. So Shavkat is the pick at this point. You guys realize that, right? Alrighty, next fight. And that's the main event. Let's get it. All right. Arman versus Mateusz. Okay. Good fight. Good fight. Light heavyweight scrap, 155. From two good prospects at the division. 25-year-old young stud Arman Tsarukyan has been doing his thing. His last loss is to Islam. By the way, he's built like a rock. And now he looks even more bigger. He looks actually bigger than this, okay? He looks, which is scary, right? He looks bigger than this. Really filling out that frame. So, he fought on a debut Islam Makhachev, and he really gave Islam the business, believe it or not. Even though there's a unanimous decision for Islam, to hang with Islam to the last second is a victory. Also, this is what, 2019 April? So we can say 20, 21, 22 at this point, 3 years. He was 22 years old, and he was already fighting a prime Islam. Because Islam is what, like 30? Let me see. Islam, yeah, 30. So he was fighting a 27-year-old prime, you know what I'm saying, peaking Islam. So that's a win. After that, once you give him, regular dudes, Mercier got through that. Davy Ramos got through that. Matt Frivola got through that. But there's been a click because Christos Thiagos, he got put out. And then Joel Alvarez. Whoa. How vicious did he look? Let me see. This was a 155. Yeah. How vicious was this fight with Joel Alvarez? Vicious. He looked spectacular. He looked very, very good. And you know what? He came in at a minus 280, and he looked every single piece of it. And now, guess what? He's coming in with the same price tag. And he's just that good. I'm going to go with Arman. I like Mateusz Gamrot. He's very, very good. Very clean, very precise. He lost that split against Guram, both debuting fighters for both. He comes back, Scott Holzman knockout. Jeremy Stevens, Kimura. But it's Jeremy Stevens at this point. And then Diego Ferreira, KO. He is good, but I think Arman is just a different animal. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Arman Tsarukyan. We are going to look at the stats right now, but I'm going with Arman. And by the way, the public perception here, 72% Tsarukyan. So I'm not the only one over here, okay? Hold on a second. So here's our main card on ESPN, so we can look at side by side. So the reach, let's get the arrows going. So the reach we're going to give to Arman here. Orthodox versus Southpaw. You see the significant strikes length per minute, very, very close. Accuracy is going to be with Arman. Takedown average is going to be with Mateusz Gamrot. But I'm interested to see if he could get Arman Tsarukyan down, because this guy is no joke. So everything else is kind of pretty much the same. So, yeah, I'm not changing my pick. It's going to be Arman. Arman has already played. And now we get to reveal what I've done so far. For now, I have done one play, guys. So let's conclude this. This will be final thoughts and plays. So my personal parlay, guys, is a 3-leg parlay. It's going to be, tell you right now, I played it. Here it is. You guys know I'm a real. I just wanted to show you. You guys know how this looks. BetMGM is already here. Now, let's get me focused now. Okay. I played Shavkat Rakhmonov. I told you. I played Cousin Habib. I told you. Umar Nurmagomedov. That's an automatic. And no surprise, Arman Tsarukyan. 3-leg parlay, locked and loaded. At the price tags that you see, if you play all three, you get about even odds right now. I got it at minus 112. And with these 3 big warriors, I think I'll be able to close the night very well. I have not played anything else, so I'm flipping my units over there. That's the play that I'm going with. Let me know in the comment section if you have anything else to add. Possible plays. So let's look at some possible plays, guys. Some possible plays would be Shavkat Rakhmonov inside the distance, so we can hover over. We can hover over here. Let me see if they're available. It's Wednesday, so now we have some. Let me see. Fight lines. The over-under, the alternates is what, 1.5? What's the original? What's the original over-under? 2.5? I really think it's going to go under 2.5 because Shavkat is just that good. That's something to consider. I'm probably on the under on that side. Let me see. Winning method. To win by finish. Shavkat to win by any knockout, submission, or DQ minus 135. So you could consider this play. Or the under 2.5, or the fight doesn't go to distance. Let's see. Oh, my alarm clock. That means I got to wrap this up. So really quick, let's wrap this up. Let's see. Another possible play I'm looking is possibly Carlos Ulberg by finish, but I'm not sure. Rodolfo Vieira by submission. Okay. Let me see him by sub. Well, we don't have that yet, right? Unfortunately. Let's see what else. Umar Nurmagomedov inside the distance. We don't have that yet. But if any book has that, consider Umar Nurmagomedov inside the distance play. Let's see. Arman Tsarukyan versus Mateusz Gamrot. It's a 5-round fight. I think that's a long fight, and they're both killers. They're both going to look for a kill. Not sure if that's going a distance. Not sure on that one. Let me see if that's available. So, will the fight over? I think it's going to be under 4.5 because I'm thinking it's... But again, it could turn into the fight that we just saw with Emmett and with Cater. But these two dudes are just a little bit more of a killer-like, especially Tsarukyan. I think he just wants to make a statement. Here's Tsarukyan to win inside the distance by any knockout, submission, or DQ. I see tremendous value on this play considering everything he's been doing. But you also have to consider that Mateusz Gamrot is not a slouch. He's just not a slouch. So, yeah, that's something to consider. Besides that, I think one of my favorite dogs, believe it or not, that I'm looking at is Brian Boom Kelleher. Call me crazy. You know what I'm saying? And Paiva. Paiva looks like a good dog as well. And obviously, Chris Curtis is a dog for everybody, so people probably going to be picking that. But I'm going with Rodolfo Vieira as a dog in that case because I don't agree with Chris Curtis here. I haven't seen his maybe because I didn't see. I'm going to go back. You know what? Let's put a pin on that fight, actually. Let's put a pin on Chris Curtis and Rodolfo. As of right now, the pick is Rodolfo Vieira. But let's put a pin on it because I do want to do some tape study and see how he did against wrestlers. And then, matter of fact, right? I want to look at the 8 losses that this man has endured. He hasn't lost in a while. Since January 2020, 3 years. Well, I'm sorry, 2 years. 2 solid years. Ray Cooper III, he got knocked out. Another Magomed over there. Unanimous loss. Magomed, the same dude. Magomed Kirimimov. What a name. He beat Andre Fiallo in PFL. Look at that. He has a lot of big win streaks, huh? Split loss, unanimous. Yeah, I mean, he could win, right? He could win. He could. So let's put a pin on that. I'm actually interested in this fight a little bit more, that I'm thinking on it in retrospect. So let's put a pin on Chris Curtis versus Rodolfo Vieira and Tafon Nchukwi versus Carlos Ulberg. I want to do another round of homework on these two guys. I'm gonna do another sweep because At even money, I really like. I like value. I like value, and there's value if you pick the right side here. You know what I mean? Ulberg at -110, you know, or Tafon at -110. That's value. And even Chris Curtis at -135. If I was like confident in him, I would. If you give me Chris Curtis and I was confident, I would probably play that money line straight up. So that concludes my video, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking out. Give me a second. All right, if you like this video, my alarm is going off. That's my second alarm, so it means I got to wrap this stuff up. Okay, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me hear what you guys think. If you agree or disagree with my picks here. Official play, parlay, I already disclosed it. And let's put a pin on Chris Curtis versus Rodolfo Vieira. I want to do another round of homework on that one. And same thing with Tafon and Nchukwi and Carlos Ulberg, because maybe we could sauce up this parlay and add some pieces to it and really get a plus, right? How about that? How about a nice plus parlay? And then we go from there. But anyway, that concludes the video. Your boy Saif is out. All right. Have a blessed one. Thank you for sticking out. I'm out.